So in the game, you're going to have this bank, and at the beginning of each round, you're going to have these 4 gold coins that are placed in the bank. Each gold coin is worth $5, and there's also silver coins, which are worth $1. Each player at the beginning of the game is going to get $6 to start with. And on your turn, one of the things you're going to do is you're going to be able to choose to draw a tile to place into your mansion, or you're going to be able to choose to take money to build up your cash reserves. Also, at the beginning of each round, you're going to have this kind of storehouse of different things that you can buy, and you're going to put 8 tiles in this at the beginning of each round. The game goes for 11 rounds, or 12 rounds, but after the 11th one, you're going to take all the tiles that weren't purchased, and you're going to randomly draw 8 of those tiles to be put back in this showroom. So after all the tiles cycle through, you're going to have one more round where 8 of the non-purchased tiles will show up again. So maybe something you didn't get earlier will be available. So here you have the storeroom. It's fully seated. And so to buy that, it's going to be based on the bank, how many coins are in the bank. So if I want to buy the dog, all right, to place in my room, and to place this in my room, I'd have to have a green floor first. But if I had a green floor, or I could buy it and put them in my attic. All right, which I'll explain later. So if I want to buy this dog, it's currently going to cost me $4 to buy it. And remember, I start with $6. Or if, let's say, I take this on my turn instead, then for the next player, buying this dog would cost $3. Or buying this tile or any tile in here would cost $3. So then the person chooses, do they want to spend $3 to buy a tile, or do they want to take a coin? If they take a coin, then the next player has to decide, do they want to pick a coin, or do they want to spend $2 for a tile? If the bank loses all of its money, that ends the current round, and then you're going to fill the bank back up with 4 coins and start a new round. Additionally, if any one of these rows is emptied, so if this row was emptied from people buying tiles, that's going to also trigger the end of the round, and you would fill the bank back up with money, and you would fill this up again, and you would wipe out anything that wasn't bought. Anything that's not bought, by the time either the bank runs out of money, or by the time one of these rows runs out of money, you're just going to get rid of everything here and everything in the bank, and then reseed it all with new coins and new tiles, and you'll start a new round. So if I'm looking back at my house, you can see I start with 1 tile, and then there's all these other empty spaces with coins on them. That means to build flooring on any of these spaces, I'm going to have to pay that amount of dollars. And remember, silvers are $1 a piece, so this would cost $1 to build here, $1 to build here, $2 to build here. So if from the warehouse I purchased, let's say this tile, all right, I would pay whatever the bank amount is. So if the bank looked like this and it had 4 coins in it, I would have to pay $4 to buy this tile from the warehouse. And so I would buy it, and then I would choose where I want to place it. If I placed it here, it would cost me an additional $1 to place it there. Additionally, I could buy from the warehouse, let's see, alright, so if I bought this tile, I would be able to place it here on there for no additional cost. I would just pay the cost from the storage house. However, if I bought this tile from the storage house, I don't have a green tile, but what I can do is I can place it up in the attic. Alright, and I could store it there to place later at any time once I have a green tile. And once I get a green tile on here, I have to place it. Additionally, if I had a green tile on here, I couldn't put this in the attic. So when I purchased this tile, I couldn't have stored it in my attic later. And the reason you would be able to store it in the attic if you could is because, like, let's say you had this guest visiting your house and then someone took this guest away to go visit their house. Well, then I could immediately place this into my room to bring them back to me, and that potentially would get me a gift. That is prevented because you can't store things in your attic if you have the available space to put it in your room. Alright, but again, I could put the green dog up there, and then I could strategically choose when to buy a green flooring, which would then allow me to place this, which would then trigger the green guest coming to my house. So you can do that kind of strategy. Additionally, you see you have 1 attic space. In the storehouse, there is the possibility that a tile like this would show up. This is your second attic space, and that would just be placed right there. It doesn't cost anything to place it. And now I could store 2 items in my attic like this. I can't store 4 pieces. 4 pieces can never be stored in your attic, only items that go on 4 pieces. And since I don't have a gray or a green 4 piece, these items can be stored in my attic. To start around, here's a house. It's empty. So this person has to choose whether to take 4 coins from the bank or choose whether to buy a tile. Alright, they have $6. Now looking at these tiles, one thing they can do is they could see, alright, there's a dog tile here, and if you have a dog tile and a pool table, you would be able to score 2 points. And the amount of dog tiles out there are limited. So this player, thinking about that, what they're going to do is they're going to spend $4 because there's currently 4 coins. So they're going to take $5 and put it in the bank and take back $1 and change. Then they're going to choose to take this dog tile and they're going to place the dog in the attic to later be placed onto the floor. And that's the end of that player's turn. Alright, next we go to this person. Again, they have the same decision. They could either take money or buy a tile. So they're going to go ahead and just take money. So then it goes to the next person. Now this person chooses whether to pay $3 to buy a tile or whether to just take money. So this person's looking out here, and let's see, neither one of these goods are on those special tiles. Alright, so what they can do is they could think about building up their attic or placing a flooring out there. Again, for each flooring you have filled up, you're going to get a point at the end of the game. Also, there's 2 brown out here, and the person who gets, first person to get 3 brown tiles in their home is going to get an extra 3 points. So this person has to decide what to do. Are they going to go ahead and spend $3 to buy a brown tile plus $1 to place it? So that's a total of $4. So this is going to go away, and they're going to get $1 back. Then it goes back to this player. Alright, so they have $2. Alright, something they could do if they wanted to is they could take out a loan. And if you take out a loan, it costs you $3, or you get $3 for your loan, but to get rid of it, you have to pay $4 back. So this player has $2 right now. So they could take a loan to get $5, which would allow them to buy and place a tile. But instead, they're just going to take $5. So now we go to this person. The bank only has $2 in it, so it now only costs $2 to buy a tile. Now, the first person to get 3 of this color is going to have a bonus, but there's also a person, if they get the red, the brown, and this purple color, they're going to get a bonus. And this person starts with the red, and there is a brown available, and that brown would cost them $2 plus a placement fee. So he's going to go and do that. He's going to buy the brown for $2. Alright, so that's going to get him 3 back, but then he has to place it, and he's just going to place it over here for $1. So now that's going to be a total of $3. He's going to get $2 back. Alright, and then it goes to this player. Alright, this player has $2 to spend. So they could buy something, and they could, actually what they could do with their $2 if they wanted, they could spend the $2 and they could take this bonus attic tile and just place it there. There's no placement fee. So now this person's out of money, but now they have 2 attic spaces to store stuff if they want. We go back to this player. Alright, so this player, alright, there's $2 in the bank, so anything they buy is going to cost $2. They have $7. The gray, there is a thing for gray, blue, and green, and over here there is a blue tile, so I could do that. There is the option of buying the arcade, which would allow them to maybe buy this arcade, and they can't place it, but they can't put it in their attic because they don't have bonus storage. Alright, so that's not an option for them. So what they're going to do is they're going to go ahead and work on completing this tile, the gray, green, and blue. So it costs $2 to buy a tile, So they're going to spend 2 of their $5, plus they're going to spend to place this tile. I'm just going to put it there for $1, so that means that's going to be a total of $3. They're going to get $2 back. And it goes to the next player. The next player can either, again, take money or buy a tile. Alright, so they see that there's this bonus also, the arcade bonus, with the 2 arcade machines. And there's way more floor color tiles than there are specific objects. And since both of the arcades are here, this person's going to go ahead and, since they have an attic space, they're going to buy this for $2. So they're going to put $2 into the bank. And they're going to take this one. They could take either one, but by taking this one, it triggers the end of the round, and these tiles are going to go away, which prevents somebody else from getting the other one. So we're going to put that in their attic, and now these tiles are going to go away. And they get placed in a bag to be drawn out later, and then ideally let these go away, but then you just put 4 new ones. So we're just going to fill it back up, and then we're going to take a bunch of new tiles and put them out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, and now, so this person went last, so now it'll be this person's turn. And they have no money, so they can't buy anything. Even if they took out a loan, they would only have a $3 loan, and it currently costs $4. So this person is going to take a coin. Alright, this player, he has a dog in his attic, but there is no green flooring, so he's not going to be able to buy flooring to put the dog in play. There is a motorcycle, and there's also the motorcycle here, and he sees that this person has, he doesn't want this person to get the motorcycle tile also, because they would get this bonus, and additionally, even though this person does not have gray, there is a gray tile and a motorcycle. So what this person's going to do is he's going to spend $3, alright, and he's going to buy the motorcycle tile and place it in his room. Now that he's placed an item in his room, he's going to get a visitor, and this person's going to come and visit him. Alright, now, if this person, while there's one guest here, if they ever get a second guest, they're going to get a gift, and a gift is worth 1 point at the end of the game. So now we go to this player here. So this player, let's see, they could go for this skull. There's the brown, red, and purple, and they have red and brown. All they need is purple, and there is a purple room for sale, and that purple room is going to cost $3 to buy plus a placement fee, but they have 6, so they'll be able to cover that cost. So they're going to buy this for $3, and then they're going to put it here for $1 for a total of $4. So they're going to pay $5. They're going to get $1 back, and now they have completed this tile, and this just goes in their little play area for people to remember that they have that tile completed. And now it's going to go to this person. And this person has $5. And what they're going to do is they're going to spend their $5 to buy this tile. So that's going to cost them $3. So they're going to put it here. They're going to get $2 back for this. Alright. And then they're going to get the blue guest to come visit them. Now, if this object is still here on their next turn, they could buy it, though they would have to potentially take out a loan, depends on if the bank, what level the bank is at, but they would get a guess, so let's see what happens. Alright, so this player only has $1, and so they're not going to be able to buy anything unless they want to take out a loan. And do they want to take out a loan? What would they get? Well, they could get a room. They'd just be getting flooring. They're just going to take money. So now we get back to this person. Oh, this should have been placed immediately because they had this in their attic and a room was bought. That should have been placed immediately. They can't keep it up there. So that also means that they're going to have a guest visit them. So everybody has a guest. All right, so now what he could do then is it costs $2 to buy a tile, and he has $2. So he's going to spend those $2. And he's going to take this brown tile, which goes here in the brown room, and that's going to trigger the visiting of the brown guest. And so that means he's going to get a gift, which is going to be a $1 or so 1 point at the end of the game. So now we go to the third player, and so the tile they wanted was purchased, so they're not going to be able to do that. So they have $2. They're just going to take a coin. It goes back to player 1. If they take a coin, all right, it's going to trigger the end of the round, which means this player is going to have first choice of what to buy, but it also means that things might be cheaper by the time it gets to him. And since they're still early in the game and a lot of options, he's just going to end the round by taking $5, which means all of these tiles disappear. And none of these tiles were the special ones, so there's no big loss to anybody for that. And we're going to put 4 new coins out in the bank. And we're going to put 8 new tiles. There's a new attic tile out on the board here. Looks like we're getting a lot of floor pieces. Alright, so mainly this is a floor buying round. Alright, so then it would start with this player. And so you just kind of keep doing this. Like for example, if this person wanted to plan ahead, I'll just show you this. Alright, so this person goes, alright, it is his turn. So he has no money. What I was going to do is if he had the money, was he was going to buy this tile, alright, and then that would take all the gray, nobody has gray, and then hopefully it would get back around him, and then he would buy this tile to place in his gray room, which would take this guest away from this person and bring it to him, which would get him a gift, which is a point. It also means that this person would have to get a new first guess before second guess. And the only thing that would really be able to stop him if he bought this tile now is if somebody just strategically purchased this one to place in a room. Now, this player wouldn't be able to do that because they have a green dog in their attic and there's no green rooms, so that person's going to be prevented from stopping them. So the only person who could stop them would be this person if they wanted to buy this tile. If they did that, it would go into their attic, and then there would be no more gray tiles out here, so that would cause them to have to decide, do they want to give up attic space just to stop him? And, you know, it could be worth it. Maybe not. So that's a decision they would have to make. And one more thing I wanted to mention, even though this player doesn't have money, he can't take out 2 loans to get $6 to then pay for this, and then, you know, $2 to place it or whatever. You can only ever have 1 loan at a time. So for this player, they would just have to take a coin because a loan won't cover anything for them other than just giving them money if they wanted that. Here we are at the last round. The bank's been reseated. Out of the bag, I'm going to have to draw 8 random tiles. So these are all tiles that have been out before, but nobody purchased them. And so now they're coming out again for the final round. Alright, so this player will be starting things off. He has $7 remaining. There are no bonus tiles left. He has 3 empty rooms. To fill any of these rooms would cost him $6, and there's only 1 room tile, so he's just going to buy it. So he's going to pay $6 for that. Turn in the $6. It comes to this player. There are the objects he could put, let's see, any of these objects he could place, but they're all the ones he already has. So, he's just going to take money. And then it comes to this player. So, since there's no rooms, but he could get a green item filled, so he's going to spend $3. So he's going to turn in his $5, get $2 back. He's going to take a green tile to place it there, which brings this visitor over. Since he has more than 1 here, he's going to get a gift. Add it to his stack. This player's turn. So they have a green room also, but only has $1. So he's going to take money. Alright, this player, now that he's lost the green visitor, he's going to spend $2 because there's only 2 coins over there. $2. He's going to take the green tile, place it here, which brings the green visitor back over to him, and that's going to get him a gift, which will be worth 1 point. Next it goes to this player. Alright, let's see, only gray and brown and then the addicts are available. It doesn't have gray or brown, no points, so he's going to take $5. This player is going to spend, so it only costs $1 for something now, he's going to spend $1 for the gray tile to trigger the end of the game. The gray person will come visit him. That's going to get him a gift, and that's the end of the game. Then you just count up your points. So this player has 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 points. This player has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 23, 26, 29 points. Player has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 points. So this person's out of the competition. So we have 29 and 29. So it just goes to money. This person has $13 remaining. This person only has 5. Therefore, this person is the winner.
I wish they all could be good.